Hi everyone, this is Dr. Gwen from the Dr. Gwen International Training and Empowerment Academy and host of the iTunes show, The Dr. Gwen Show. It's Friday afternoon. I am really delighted to be back with you today. And as I was thinking over my live cast and how or whether or not to continue, my spirit says we should continue. So that's what I will do. And every day I know that new treasures will continue to unfold as I come before you. And it is my desire that whatever I am bringing to you is going to give you the maximum value for your life. Because after all, the series of discussions that we're doing is on your reflecting, our reflecting, in hopes of empowering your life so that you can be the fullest, best person that you are intended to be. So today, our conversation is about creating your opportunities. And I'm wondering, just as with myself in the past, whether you have had the situation come up where you were waiting for a big thing to happen, like a big break in your life, for example, before you considered that an opportunity has landed. And I appreciate you for joining me. Those of you who are joining me, and I see Veronica there. I'm not wearing glasses today. I braved it, but I can see, so that's fantastic. In any event, are you waiting for a big break in your life or in your business before you are willing to admit that you have had an opportunity? Are you allowing even your reasoning abilities and everything that you have that stops you from identifying when an opportunity falls on your lap? Sometimes we can lock ourselves in a jam because what we fail to do is to recognize that the very small incremental things that come our way are leading up to the big things. We're looking for big things. As a matter of fact, it is like this, a conversation I had with a dear friend of mine today, and she was talking about how at times we wait for the big thing, right? Not completely recognizing that those small things really add up. And if we don't know how to handle the small things that are given to us or that show up on our plates, then how are we going to handle whatever comes that's bigger? And we fail in that moment to really recognize that those small things, and I'm putting that in quote, are the very things we need for those bigger opportunities to show up. They're literally our practice ground, our test to see if we can handle it. And she used this analogy about a child wanting ice cream. And if a child asks you to give them 2 scoops of ice cream, and you give them 1 in the past, and they spilled it all over and they weren't able to eat that 1 piece or scoop of ice cream, then you certainly are not going to give them 2, right? You will just continue to probably give them a half a scoop or something that they can manage in order for them to show their responsibility and ability to handle the 2 scoops. So it's like that in life. Are you getting 1 scoop and you're barely handling it? Are you taking care of the challenges that show up in your life, and are you handling them responsibly? See, sometimes we look ahead for bigger opportunities when truth of the matter be that if those opportunities come up, we're not able to handle it. So how are we handling those small opportunities that show up from time to time? Are we keeping ourselves in integrity? You know, this is also another big thing. Creating our opportunities really means as well that we're going to live our lives in integrity. We're going to make sure that we have cleared up everything that we have that's out of sync with positive energy with other people. We're going to clear up our space and our environment. A lot of us don't think that having a messy, cluttered environment contribute to our success or our lack of success. But really, in essence, they do. If you have messed up relationships that are cloudy and that need to be clarified and addressed, then clearing those up will open up the channels for other things to flow into your life. Talking about creating your opportunity, and the same thing for your environment. Now, do you step out and make the right choice? Hey there, Jackie, thanks for joining me. Do you step out and make the right choices? And we already talked about how to test if that choice is right for you by really tuning in. So that's not what I'm going to talk about today on our very short live cast. However, are you really stepping out and making those right choices? See, here's what we do sometimes. When the opportunities come our way, we engage our reasoning. We know deep in our gut what we're supposed to be doing. We engage the reasoning to support what we're about to do. Maybe our subconscious mind puts a little fear in there, and we reason that, well, it's not the right time, I'm not feeling comfortable, or whatever the situation is that you may reason yourself through, and then we miss those opportunities. All those flashes of incidents that show up in your life every single time are opportunities for you to take the step in the direction where you need to. For example, you may be stepping out to pursue a certain quest, and everything seems to be going wrong. Everything seems to be caving in. And no matter what, you are completely ignoring all the other opportunities that are flashing in front of your face because you are so focused on what you want, what you have reasoned that you want. You know what the interesting thing is? That when we do that, we never get to the level that we are supposed to get to because we're ignoring our intuition or our internal guide. If you really want to take advantage of those great opportunities that come your way, it's very important for you to tune out that reasoning once in a while, cue into your internal guide, and pay attention to those circumstances around us. If every step you take, something is falling apart and it's not working, that may be a clue that that's not the path that you need to take. And that is time to step back and assess what you have and to make sure that this is really what you really want deep in your gut. Do you want it, or are you reasoning that it's going to be best for you because you think it's going to put that result? Let me tell you, from my personal example, I already know not to do that anymore. You know my story if you've been on here with me. I know my friend Jackie has been, and Veronica has been for a couple of times, and you've probably heard me tell the story about how I step out to start something that I thought I wanted, completely ignoring everything inside. In fact, I wasn't even aware that I could cue into something inside of me. Nobody had ever told me that before. And so I thought that I should just reason my way through it. Well, the long and the short of it is simply this. It never does work out the way it could have. I'm not saying that you won't meet with some success. I did. However, it was an uphill battle and a struggle. And if it's a struggle like that, friends, there is something you need to pay attention to. Are you creating your opportunities? So I know there is some writing down here. Yes, reasoning to myself. Yeah, I think that's what Jackie says. And it's really important that you understand that if you want to create your opportunities, you must be alert to whatever is going on around you. What are you pursuing right now? Are you having an uphill struggle with it? I'm not saying that is the reason to stop doing it. I'm saying that is the reason to stop and pay attention. Tune in to your intuition to find out whether that's the path that you need to take. Then there's another thing. It may involve that you have to make a request to take advantage of creating your opportunities, right? Sometimes, this morning I was at a meeting in my county, and it's the Coalition to End Homelessness in the county that I live in. So I went to this committee meeting, and there was a discussion about the whole situation of homelessness and how we could address it as different individuals. And one person in the meeting spoke about how the funds are allocated and how they're siloed and the challenges that exist currently in accessing those funds and whether or not it is advisable to first go to the churches, etc. And it wasn't so much a negative comment. However, it was a comment that put in the forefront of everybody's mind the challenges that's currently existing. Therefore, it may not be worthwhile to pursue something else. Now, that's just one situation. But looking in your personal life, do you find yourself doing that? That you are looking at a circumstance, you are reasoning that that was a challenge for her, it was a challenge for him, so therefore I am not going to make that effort. See, you have to stop that if you want to create your opportunities. You have to come to every situation completely wide open. Your business is not to know how the thing is going to work out. All you need to know is what you want to do. And you take one step at a time, and everything, as you make one step and you feel you're going to fall off the cliff, suddenly another landing creates itself for you. This is the way it works. This is the way it has worked for me throughout the decades of my life, for the other people that I've coached, for the other people that I've counseled and advised in other areas. You must take that step. We're talking about creating your opportunities. Some of us have a way of sitting, and yes, we pray, right? And we pray and we sit. But you know, there's a good passage that I know that says faith without works is dead. Maybe there are other passages from other religious readings. But that's one. You have to step out and get in action. You cannot sit and wait for those opportunities to come. Which leads me to the final point, that if you are sitting, if you are waiting, if you're hoping, if you desire for something great in your life to show up, and you look around and you see that there is no existence of any of that anywhere happening, then this is time to step out and exercise your leadership. And what do I mean by that? Create your opportunity. So it will be scary, because no doubt you probably have never done that before. But we all know what fear is, right? Fear is just intended to keep you real. And Veronica says, yes, the best. Okay, I need to put my glasses on for this, because I don't want to ignore it. Yes, I do best when I'm quiet and in tune to what. So yes, Absolutely. And I see Jackie's comment, reason lying to myself. Yeah, we have a tendency to do that at times, right? But it's really, have you ladies ever noticed how it's really revealing when you get quiet? It's really revealing when you get quiet. When you can get quiet and just connect, wow, so much magic happens then. So we're talking about creating the opportunity if you don't see it happening. So instead of sitting and waiting for the perfect job to show up, and you've been probably jobless for 18 months now, why not start creating something on your own that could benefit you financially and personally, and also benefit others? We can create our own opportunities. So friends, I know there is another comment, so I'm going to leave these glasses on. Yes, quiet speaks so loudly. Everything is done by action. Seek, ask, knock. Isn't that so true? Because you notice you've got to seek. That's a verb. You've got to ask. That's a verb. You've got to knock. That's a verb. That means you're going to do action. And when you do those things, then things begin to happen. So, yeah, we ask, and then we have to go seeking and go knocking and finding, right? So I know this has been a very short live cast, and it is Friday afternoon. I am going to the movies with my girlfriends. So I'm going to have a good time this evening after we have dinner. So I'm really very happy about that. And it's looking a little overcast outside, but nevertheless, that never stopped me for business. So it shouldn't stop me for a little pleasure, right? So anyway, ladies, you are amazing. Those love bubbles are just really exciting me. And I know that as you go into this weekend, you're going to make it a great one. Make it also a very restful one. I try to unplug a little bit from the normal routine on the weekend so I can rev myself back up for Monday. And so I shall be here on Monday, and I am so divinely grateful for you joining me. And listen, let's connect sometime and chat offline if you wish. And I'm talking about my two special friends here who are here online with me. And for those of you who are going to be joining me later, feel free that you can reach out and message me if you want to connect, and we can take it from there. So finally, to create your opportunity, make sure that you are not just looking for a big break. Take advantage of all those small things that show up along the way. Those small things really add up and prepare you for the big blessings. So be appreciative of them. Thank goodness for them. Thank God for them. And make the most of those opportunities. Then stay out of your head and stop reasoning away those opportunities that show up so that you can make the right choice for yourself. Never look at somebody else's results and determine that you're not going to do it as a result of what they got. You're two different people, so check in for your own self for what is best for you. And if those opportunities are not showing up, then what you really need to do is to be that leader that's gonna scare the heck out of you, but go anyway, stand forth and do that thing that you've dreamed of, that nobody else is creating, but perhaps you are the one to create that in your own life. So step forth in power and have the most amazing rest of today. And Jackie says, Thank you. Yes, I will have the most wonderful weekend. Thank you as well. And I will see you on Monday.